Hey everybody, I'm Ethan, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the GOTRAX G4 Electric Scooter. The G4 is a mid-tier scooter in GOTRAX's range and is priced at $649 US. GOTRAX is a brand that has consistently impressed me with their quality of scooters, so does the G4 live up to my expectations? We're going to take a look next on Now Let's Review. Alright, so here we are with the GOTRAX G4. We have reviewed a couple other scooters from GOTRAX, and every time I've reviewed a GOTRAX scooter, I've just been impressed by the build quality, by the performance, by the value, and so far, I will say this one is no different. So the G4 is kind of one of their mid-level, like commuting scooters. It's like a mid-tier. Their top of the line model is the G-Max Ultra, which we reviewed last year. The build quality is very good. GOTRAX has consistently delivered some of the best built scooters that I have tested, and this one is no different. It is an aluminum alloy frame. It's extremely sturdy. The scooter itself weighs 37 pounds and it has a maximum rider weight of 220 pounds. The scooter is powered by a 36 volt, 10.4 amp hour lithium ion battery that gives it a claimed range of up to 25 miles per charge. That battery powers a 350 watt hub motor on the rear wheel. That motor brings it up to a top speed of 20 miles an hour. Again, very, very typical stats for this kind of scooter. Not much to say in terms of speed. Again, this tops out at about 20 miles an hour. Very typical of this commuter class of scooters. All right, typical spot. We're gonna test the acceleration, 0 to top speed. Ready, go. It picks up about like you'd expect from a scooter with this motor size and performance. There's top speed. So that's pretty good actually. Once again, bottom of the hill, we're just gonna go full throttle up and see how well it does. I have a feeling it's gonna do pretty well. Yep, still picking up speed. 13, 14. Oh, cruise control's on now. We'll just let cruise control take us all the way up. Still accelerating. This is the steepest part of the hill. Holding steady at about 15.5 miles an hour. Very good, impressive hill climbing. Big points for GOTRAX there. This has 10-inch pneumatic tires, which do a great job of absorbing, you know, your cracks in the pavement, little bumps here and there. This doesn't have any form of suspension, but the tires do a good job at absorbing a lot of the bumps. So this scooter is very quiet. The motor is not producing a whole lot of noise. I'm actually hearing the tires on the ground more than I'm hearing the motor itself. These tires grip extremely well. The scooter turns so easily. It's nice and smooth. Not that scooters are particularly difficult to ride in general, but this one is just super, super easy to control. At speed, it's quite comfortable, very stable. So I always talk up GOTRAX in terms of build quality, and this is no different as I'm out for a ride. I haven't heard a single creak or rattle or shake of any kind coming from this scooter. It feels really solid. That it doesn't flex at all. No part of it has any kind of give. It feels extremely well put together. The deck is a little bit on the small side for my liking in terms of length and width. I wear size 11s again. It's just too small for me to comfortably fit both of my feet on the deck. As you can see, my right foot is kind of hanging half off the deck. Handlebar height is perfect. They nailed it. I reached just slightly down to them. Again, I'm 5'9", average height. So if they fit me well, hopefully they'll fit most people well. I'm a big fan of the ergonomics of this scooter. So the display only reads up to 20 exactly. I don't feel this turning on regen brakes when I go over 20. I actually feel myself still coasting a little faster than 20, but the display only shows up to 20, even though I know I'm going faster than that when I'm going down hills. I also know that the motor has the capability to go faster than this, but there's just a super hard cutoff at 20. The grips are not my favorite. The rubber is too hard. And if you hold onto them too hard or if you squeeze them too tightly, it's gonna leave a lot of these marks in your hand. And these are little sharp marks here, so they could actually scrape you a little bit if you slip off for whatever reason. Braking is done through a combination of a mechanical disc brake on the rear wheel with regen braking from the motor. They blend together well. I'll talk more about it when I'm going for a ride. All right, 20 miles an hour. I'm gonna try and brake, but I'm holding the camera. So 20 full brakes, now. The back tire locked up with the disc brakes, but this does also have regen braking from the motor as well. I would say the actual disc brakes did most of the work there. Folding this scooter down is super simple and super secure. This latch right here has this little tab you have to pull up. Once you do that, undo it, push it all the way down. And then being GOTRAX has a really nice clip here that you just clip onto there, and that is not going anywhere no matter what. Very secure, stable folding mechanism. I always like that. The scooter does weigh 37 pounds, so pretty manageable, not too bad to lift up into a car or to carry up a couple flights of stairs. Then to unfold it, you just press in on this little tab here. You can slide the bars out from that clip all the way back up, and then just clamp this latch down and you're good to go. The screen itself is very, very simple. It only shows your battery level and your mileage, and then when you're moving, it changes to speed. And when you turn on the headlights, there is a little green headlight indicator up there that pops up as well. The headlight is a fairly bright LED headlight on the front. Hard to demonstrate, of course, in daylight, but I can say that standing here, even though it is the afternoon, the sun's still out, it's very bright and easy to see. And in the back, you do have a tail light that does flash when you squeeze the brakes, although this one is very dim, unlike the front headlight, which is quite bright. So this does have cruise control, as I mentioned. If you hold down the throttle in the same spot for 10 seconds, you'll hear a beep, and then it will activate cruise control. Just heard the beep. Now if I let off the throttle, I can see that cruise control is activated. Also, the display does flash when cruise control is turned on, so it gives you a visual indication as well as an auditory indication. The auto cruise control, I'm not a huge fan of. I also don't like the fact that there's no way to disable it. On some scooters that have cruise control, you can just press a button or whatever and it'll disable cruise control. On this one, don't think there's a way to do it. And I've read a couple things about how other people don't like that, so I don't think there is actually a way to disable it unless I'm completely clueless and just don't know a very simple solution. From the factory, when you turn on this scooter, it will prompt you with a passcode screen. This is really cool. It has a built-in digital lock. So the default password is 000. Once it's unlocked, if you don't want to deal with that, you can disable it. All you have to do is hold the power button and the plus button together. However, a feature that in my experience has been pretty unique to GOTRAX is the built-in bike lock. So this has an integrated cable lock, which is awesome. But so I can haul on this as much as I want and it's not gonna go anywhere, but if you know the code, you can just undo it. You can also set, there's this little switch here. If you flip it to set, then you can change what the code is. This is an awesome feature that GOTRAX has delivered on lots of their models. I really like it. My only complaint with it is the fact that this cable is not like spring loaded. It doesn't automatically retract. Can I just have to awkwardly just like stuff the cable back up into the stem here? Not the end of the world. It's just a little bit annoying, but I think I covered most of the important stuff in terms of specs and all that, but I'm gonna put up a screenshot of all the detailed specs that they list on their site in case you wanna check them out in more detail. So pause the video if you are interested. Overall, I think the GOTRAX G4 is a great scooter that checks a lot of boxes for being an ideal commuter. The build quality is great, and features like the built-in bike lock and digital passcode are great add-ons. When I tested the range of this scooter, I was only able to get 18.3 miles out of it, using mostly full throttle and going up and down a few hills, but on mostly level terrain. So the range is one of the only disappointing things about this scooter. Other than that, if you're looking for a commuting scooter in this price range, I think the G4 is a fantastic option. And I want to give a quick shout out to Lumos Helmets for partnering with us. They make these amazing helmets that have built-in headlights, taillights, and directionals. Some of their models like this, which is the Matrix, have MIPS on the inside for an added safety measure. And we love these helmets. We have a couple of them. We wear them all the time. So if you want to pick one up for yourself, head on over to lumoshelmet.co and use the code NOWYOUKNOW at checkout to get a discount on your order. Anyways, that wraps it up for this review of the GOTRAX G4. Please hit the like button if you liked this video and found it helpful. Consider subscribing if you want to see more reviews of electric scooters, we have bikes, all kinds of other stuff. So if you're interested, again, please subscribe. It helps us out. We'll see you next time. Now let's review.